morning, friends. Our today's topic is forensic psychiatry. I am Dr. Paresh Chandekar, Assistant Professor in Forensic Medicine and Toxicology Department, Government Medical College, Surat. Now, first we will use some commonly used terms. Okay, what do you mean by abrogation? Abrogation means reviving and bringing into consciousness the forgotten and other traumatic experiences or repressed emotions from the unconscious level by the catharsis. It means there are so many events in our memory in childhood, but we don't know, we have forgotten, we are not in our consciousness. Okay, but by the process of catharsis, these events, these traumas, they are brought into consciousness. Okay, they are needed many times. Okay, what is affect? Affect means emotion, feeling or mood. Mood is very commonly used term. Aphasia. What is aphasia? It is loss of ability to express meaning using speech or writing. That is known as motor aphasia. Or to understand the spoken or written language, which is known as sensory or auditory aphasia. It means when persons are communicating, even though one person is speaking, writing, but the another person is not able to apprehend what the another person is saying. Okay, that is auditory or sensory aphasia. And when the person have clear thoughts in the mind, but he is not able to express by either writing or speaking, that is known as motor aphasia. Cognition. It refers to higher mental faculties such as memory, intelligence, concentration, orientation, etc. Confabulation. Confabulation is a false memory that the patient believes to be true. Patient strongly believes that it is true, even though it is false. Okay, it is false memory. Definition. What is psychiatry? It is the science which deals with the study, diagnosis and treatment of mental illness. What is forensic psychiatry? It deals with the application of psychiatry in the application of justice. In today's lecture, we will be concentrating on forensic psychiatry because psychiatry is itself a very vast subject. We will be touching the points which are related with forensic. What is insanity or unsoundness of mind? Now, it can be defined as a disease of mind or the personality. Remember, it is not a disease of body, it is a disease of mind. Disease of mind or the personality in which there is derangement of the mental or emotional processes and impairment of behavior control. Okay. Person is not able to behave properly because of derangement in mental and emotional process. That is, thinking process is deranged. The law has not defined insanity. This is a medical definition, not a legal definition. Law as such has not defined what is insanity. The law is most frequently concerned with the mental impairment and not the mental illness. As such, what is mental illness? Law is not concerned that much. But what is the degree of impairment? That is what with law is concerned. The different kinds and degrees of mental impairments are required for different legal issues. Each legal issue is dealt separately. Now, what is the role of forensic psychiatry? There are so many roles. This is just a list. This is not the end list. Okay. In cases where the determination of responsibility of the crime is needed, then comes the role of forensic psychiatry. Crimes are committed, but who is responsible? Whether the person is responsible completely or partially or not responsible. And if not responsible, was the ground for the not responsibility was because of mental illness or not? So that's why the role of forensic psychiatry comes. Sexual psychopaths, other sexual problems, competency in a contract action. Here contract means any business contract or any other contract. Whether the person is competent to take part in the contract or not. Competency to testify. Whether the person can testify properly or not in the court of law. The ability to give informed consent. Now, what is informed consent? Where the person has been explained complete procedure and the outcomes of the procedure, whether the procedure is required or not, process is required or not, and if the person is not choosing the procedure, what are the side effects or what the consequences are there, everything is informed to the patient or person. Now when the person understands everything properly, then only then he can give informed consent. So whether the person is suffering from mental illness can give informed consent or not, that is the role of forensic psychiatrist. Competency to stand the trials in the court. Testamentary capacity. What is testamentary capacity? It is the mental ability of the person to make a legally valid will. That is testamentary capacity. We will see each topic later on. In cases of malingering, etc. Okay, so many roles are there. Okay. Delirium. What is delirium? It is the disturbance in the consciousness in which the orientation is impaired and the critical faculties are blunted or lost, and the thought content of the person is irrelevant or inconsistent. Means person is conscious, but the orientation is impaired. Person is not oriented to time, place or person. And the critical faculties means the ability to make the judgment about the things around the person. It is totally blunted or lost. And person talks irrelevantly, inconsistently. Person may jump to topic, different topics. Sometimes the hallucinations and delusions are also present in the delirium. It usually occurs in physical diseases in which there is continuously high temperature, and sometimes due to overwork, mental stress or drug abuse. So it also occurs in such conditions. A person may become violent and may commit suicide. Such a person is not responsible for his criminal act, because here in delirium the critical faculties are blunted or lost. So the person is not able to make the judgment what he or she is doing. That's why such a person is not responsible for his criminal acts. Delusion. What is delusion? Delusion is a false belief in something which is not a fact and which persists even after the falsity of it has been clearly demonstrated. Means person have very firm belief in something and that belief is false, it is wrong, and despite any of his relatives, friends proves the falsity that whatever you are believing is false, it is not true, but the belief one cannot change. Okay, so this is delusion. It is false belief in something which is not a fact and which persists even after its falsity has been clearly demonstrated. A normal person can have false belief, but he is capable of correcting it by his reasoning power, by his past experience and being convinced by others. We all can have sometimes wrong beliefs, but as the circumstances arrive, our friends explains us or any facts are brought to us, we have reasoning power. So by using our reasoning power, we can correct them and we believe that whatever we were believing earlier, it is false. So it is not a delusion, but the person who is suffering from delusion has no reasoning power. So that's why he won't believe. Delusion in an insane person is a sign of brain disease. There are different classification types of delusion. Number one is delusion of grandeur or delusion of exaltation. Here a man imagines himself to be very rich, but in reality he is a pauper. Means person has no money, he is bankrupt, but he believes he is very rich. They are common in delirium tremens. Delusion of poverty. The person strongly believes that he is financially incapacitated, although this type of delusion is very less common now. Delusion of persecution or paranoid delusion. Here the person imagines that the attempts are made to kill him by his close relative. They are seen in paranoid schizophrenia, depression and dementia. Means person continuously believes that his friends and relatives, they are trying to kill him for one or another reason. They are behind him and they are making continuous efforts. Delusion of reference. Here the person believes that people, things or events, whatever are surrounding him, they are referring him in a special way. He believes that even the strangers are looking at him and talking about him. Even the items in newspaper, radio, television, they all are referring to him. Delusion of infidelity. Here, a man imagines that his wife is unfaithful to him, while in fact, she is a chaste. Othello syndrome. What is it? A person having delusion of infidelity about his wife or mistress assaults her. And if she confesses due to severe pressure put by the person, he may become more violent and commit her murder. Person imagines that his wife is unfaithful, but in reality there is no such thing. He continues to doubt. And when he puts so much pressure on her, although she is innocent, but because of fear that he may assault her more, if she confesses, he may kill her. Delusion of hypochondriacal. Okay. Here the person believes that there is something wrong with his body. He is suffering from some illness, though he is healthy. Means person is continuously thinking that he is ill. Okay. So normal person, when we have common cold, we know that it will be clear by 1 or 2 days. But we don't think that much hyper. But when the person is suffering from common cold, he starts thinking that he may have lung cancer. Okay, this is just an example. So he is continuously thinking that he is ill. In reality, he is healthy. Delusion of self-reproach. The person blames himself for the past failures and misdeeds, which are often of no importance. Delusion of influence. Here the person complains that his thoughts, beliefs, and actions are being controlled by somebody else or some outside agencies like hypnotism or telepathy, etc. Means person knows he is doing some act. Okay, but person believes that his acts are influenced by some outside agencies. Means outside agencies are ordering him, pressuring him to do such things. They are controlled by outside agency. He is not able to control his action. He knows that. He believes that. Nihilistic delusion. This is delusion of nothingness. Here the sufferer may believe that he or they or the world has ceased to exist. This is extreme degree of delusion. Person thinks he is non-existent. He does not exist. Even the world is not existing. Okay. Erotomania. It is a type of delusion where the affected person believes that a stranger or a popular star or famous personality is in love with him or her. Means if any famous personality just say hi to him or her, that person may start believing that they are falling in love with him or her. Capgras delusion is a disorder where someone becomes convinced that their loved one has been replaced by an identical impostor. Means if a behavior of his or her loved one slightly changes, then he believes that that person is changed completely. But he may also think that he is not the person, that he is replaced by somebody else. Now what is the medico-legal importance of the delusion? It is never an isolated disorder, but it is merely an indication of deep-seated widespread disorder. There is already a deep-seated widespread disorder is there. Okay. So such person cannot be regarded as a fully responsible for his antisocial acts. So because of such beliefs which are false, but nobody can make him understand that whatever your beliefs are wrong, person may commit some antisocial activities. Okay, so for such antisocial activities, one cannot be held responsible, fully responsible. Hallucination. Hallucination is a false sense of perception without any external object or stimulus to produce it. Means there is no stimulus outside, but still person believes that there is something. He is perceiving something. They are purely imaginary and may affect any or all of the spatial senses. These are types of hallucinations. Hallucinations of sensory modality or complex hallucination. Visual hallucination. In visual hallucination, a person sees the things which do not exist. Means a person sees a person standing right in front of him. But in reality, there is no person or not even an object. Means no stimulus is there, but still person sees something. Auditory hallucination. A person hears the voices and imagines that a person is speaking to him. There is nothing, nobody is there, nobody is speaking, but still person hears some voices. Olfactory hallucination. A person smells pleasant or unpleasant smell when nothing is present. Nothing is present in the room. No food is there, neither good smell nor bad smell is there. But still, person smells something. Okay. Gustatory hallucination. Here, a person feels sweet, bitter, sour or different tastes in the mouth. But in reality, there is no food present in the mouth. Nothing is in the mouth, but still some taste is present. Tactile hallucination or haptic hallucination. Here, the person feels that rats, mice or insects are crawling into the bed and all over the body. They are common in alcohol withdrawal and chronic cocaine poisoning. Nothing is present, no insect are present on the body, on the skin, but still person believes that insects are crawling on the body. It is very common in alcohol withdrawal and cocaine poisoning. It is also known as cocaine bugs. Psychomotor hallucination or kinesthetic hallucination. Here the person feels that movement of the body parts are occurring. But in reality, there is no such movement. Illusion. What is illusion? It is a false interpretation by senses of an external object or stimulus which has a real existence. Means some stimulus is there, but there is problem in interpretation. Person is interpreting the stimulus in a wrong way. It is a false interpretation by the sense of an external object. Okay? These are different types of illusion. Optical illusion, auditory illusion, tactile illusion. Like this. This is optical illusion. If we see the image clearly, we see that circles are moving. Okay. But in reality, everything is stationary. So this is some illusion. Like this. These all lines are parallel to each other. But it is drawn in such a way that we feel that they are non-parallel. Another example is when there is dim light, when a rope is there, some may mistake it for a snake. Okay, error may result from inadequate stimulation, poorly functioning sense organs or incorrect interpretation of sensation. Okay, so this is optical illusion. Auditory illusion means person is speaking something else and you are listening something else. Okay. Now, this is the difference between delusions, hallucinations and illusion. Delusion is a fixed, false beliefs into something and firm beliefs. Okay. They cannot be corrected by logic and they are not consistent with culture and education of the person. Here in hallucination, there is false sensory perception without real external stimulus. They are usually experienced as originated in the outside world, not within the mind as imagination. In illusion, there is some real external stimulus, but we do the misinterpretation, most likely to occur when the general level of sensory stimulus is reduced. Impulse. What is impulse? It is a sudden, irresistible force compelling a person to do the conscious performance of the action without motive or forethought. There is no motive, no forethought, no pre-planning. Okay. But suddenly there occurs irresistible desire, irresistible force, which compels the person to perform some conscious activity. A sane person is capable of controlling the impulse, while an insane person who has no judgment power and no reasoning power and no capacity to understand the facts may do the things on impulse. They are usually seen in imbecility, dementia, acute mania and epilepsy. These are different types of impulse. Kleptomania. It is an irresistible desire to steal things or articles of little value. Articles or things may have very little value or no value at all, but there is irresistible desire to steal the things. Then pyromania. It is an irresistible desire to set the things on fire. Person sets the thing on fire. It is irresistible desire, although the person has no motive, no pre-planning. Mutilomania. It is an irresistible desire to mutilate the animal. Dipsomania. It is an irresistible desire for alcoholic drinks at periodic interval. Sexual impulses. It is irresistible desire to perform the sexual intercourse, and which may often be in a very perverted way. Suicidal and homicidal impulses. They all are types of impulse. Oniomania. It is an uncontrollable desire to buy the things, to purchase the things. Trichotillomania. It is an irresistible desire to pull the hair. Now, what is obsession? In obsession, a single idea or thought or emotion is constantly entertained by a person which he recognizes irrational. Person knows whatever emotion or thought is there in the mind, it is irrational, but it persists in spite of all the efforts to drive the thought outside from the mind. It is an disorder of content of thought. It is a borderline between sanity and insanity. It usually occurs in neurotic persons who are well able to discharge the ordinary responsibilities of the life. The person experiences anxiety, and so to control anxiety, he indulges into repetitive act. Person, to remove the anxiety, he indulges the act, he performs the act repetitively. The ideas are usually associated with dread or fear. For example, securely bolting the door means during night time when person goes to bed, he locks the door. He goes to bed. But again he thinks that whether I have bolted the door or not. He wakes up, checks everything and again go to bed. And after some times again same thought comes into the mind. Okay, he again wakes up from the bed, goes to check whether he has bolted or not. Okay, so this is single idea, single thought which is continuously moving. Okay. For another example is obsession of cleaning the hands. Okay. These all are examples. Phobia. What is phobia? It is excessive or irrational fear of a particular object or a situation. Phobia may develop to almost any subject. It is irrational fear. See, we all have fears. But here, the phobia is irrational fear, means it is out of proportion. These are different types of phobias. Acrophobia, it is fear of height. We all are afraid of height. If somebody is standing on the 10th floor, 15th floor, definitely he will be afraid to fall. Okay, so it is not phobia. But when the person is standing on just 2 stairs, okay, on the table at home, he will be still afraid that I'll fall and I'll die. Okay, so that is phobia. Agoraphobia. It is fear of large open space. Claustrophobia. It is fear of closed space. Nyctophobia. It is fear of dark. Mesophobia. It is fear of germs. Xenophobia. It is irrational fear of strangers or people of other countries. Now, what is lucid interval? It is a period in which all the signs and symptoms of insanity disappears and the person behaves like a normal person. The individual is able to judge his acts soundly during this time. It is common in mania. The person is responsible for all his acts done during the period of lucid interval. However, it is very difficult to know whether he was suffering from some mental illness at the time of committing the crime or not. Lucid interval is also seen in cases of head injury. Now, what is the difference? Here, in insanity, there is history of insanity. In head injury, there is history of injury to head. In insanity, the preceding symptoms of insanity will be present. In head injury, the preceding symptoms of concussion will be present. The lucid interval of insanity will show the symptoms of insanity, while in head injury, the symptoms will be of cerebral irritation and compression of the brain. In insanity, the occurrence is very frequent, but in head injury, it will be only once. Psychosis. What is psychosis? They are characterized by withdrawal from the reality, a living in the world of fantasy. There is no relation with reality. Person is totally lost. He lives in his own fantasy. There is deterioration in the personality and progressive loss of contact with the reality. They incorrectly evaluate the accuracy of their perception and thoughts and make incorrect inference about their contrary evidence. Neurosis. The person suffers from emotional and intellectual disorder, but he does not lose the touch with reality. Touch with reality is present, but here the issue is he is suffering from emotional and intellectual disorder. They mostly occur in anxiety, depression or hysteria. Now this is the difference between neurosis and psychosis. In psychosis, the contact with reality is lost. In neurosis, it is preserved. In psychosis, the interpersonal behavior shows marked disturbance in reality and in behavior, whereas in neurosis, it is preserved. Empathy. Empathy is lost completely in psychosis. Person has no empathy. But in neurosis, empathy is present. Insight. It is absence in psychosis, but in neurosis, symptoms are recognized as undesirable. The organic causative factor is present in psychosis and it is absent in neurosis. In psychosis, the most common symptoms are delusion, illusion and hallucination. Whereas in neurosis, the most common symptoms are usually physical or psychic symptoms. Anxiety, stress, for a kind that. In psychosis, the dealing with reality, the capacity is grossly reduced. Whereas in neurosis, it is preserved. Example of psychotic disorders are dementia, schizophrenia, and of neurosis are anxiety, phobia, depression, conversion disorder, like that. Now what is empathy? Empathy is intellectual and emotional participation in another person's experience. Whereas sympathy is feeling sorry for or sad about the other person. Empathy is like using another person's standards and reference point to understand their experience. Whereas sympathy is putting yourself in the other person's place while retaining your perspective and standard of judgment. Like empathy is telling, I know exactly how you feel. Means, I feel your pain. Whereas sympathy is just like, you are feeling sorry. I am sorry for your pain. Okay, this is difference between empathy and sympathy. Now IQ. What is IQ? It is intelligent quotient. It is intellectual capacity of the person in relation to his chronological age. You can simply say it is mental age. It is expressed as a percentage. Normal adult IQ is between 90 to 110. Now what is mental subnormality or oligophrenia? Okay, we will see what is mental retardation. Mental retardation refers to below average general intellectual functioning with typical onset in infancy or birth that must occur before 18 years of age. So whenever the onset is before 18 years of age, then only it is termed as a mental retardation. Okay. It includes mental subnormality and mental handicap. The abnormal mental development is seen when the IQ is less than 70. It is characterized by incomplete maturation of attention, perception, cognition, and social adaptability. The causes are environmental, genetic, endocrinal, metabolic, infective causes, traumatic causes, toxic causes, like that. Now there are three levels of mentally retarded: moron, imbecile and idiot. What is moron? They are educable, mentally retarded with a mental age of 12 years and IQ level of 50 to 70. What is imbecile? They are trainable mentally retarded with a mental age of 7 years and IQ level of 25 to 50. What is idiot? They are custodial mentally retarded with a mental age of 3 years and IQ level below 25. This is classification of IQ. Okay. At the bottom it is idiot, then imbecile, then moron, then borderline, then below average. Normal or average is between 90 to 110. Okay. Genius is labeled when the IQ of a person is more than 140. Idiocy is very much defective in mind from birth. From birth they are very defective and from very early age, so that they are unable to guard themselves from ordinary physical damages. Means they are not able to understand, they don't know how to damage their body, how to protect themselves. The mental age is about 3 years and IQ is less than 25. Then physical abnormality may be seen like microcephaly, Mongolism, they may be seen. Imbecility. They are defective in mind from birth to an early age, that they are not able to manage themselves or their affairs. See, they can protect their body, they know physical damages, but they can't manage their affairs on themselves. Okay. They are capable of being taught. Their mental age is about 6 to 7 years and IQ is between 25 to 50. What is moron? They require care, supervision and control for their protection. The mental age is between 6 to 11 years and IQ is 50 to 70. Okay, thank you.